Okay, so we're gonna walk through. We're gonna talk through um, how the dividends look when there's common and preferred shares. So we're gonna look at exercise 11-8. All right, which is right here. York's outstanding stock consists of 80,000 shares of non-cumulative 7.5% preferred stock with a $5 par value, and also 200,000 shares of common stock with a $1 par value. During its first 4 years of operations, the corporation declared and paid the following total cash dividends. All right, and it gives you dividend activity year by year. Determine the amount of dividends paid to each year to the two classes of stockholders, preferred and common. Also compute total dividends paid to each class for the 4 years combined. All right. So the first thing we want to do is compute what we're going to refer to as the preference. All right. That is how much the preferred shareholders have to get before common shareholders can get paid a dividend in any year. All right. So that's going to be based on the face amount. There's 80,000 shares. I say face amount. What I really mean is par value. All right, and it's $5 par for the preferred. All right, and 7.5%, which is actually the preference. All right, we'll express that as a decimal. All right, 30,000. Preferred dividend preference, and that means that the preferred shareholders have to get paid the first 30,000 in dividends paid. Now it does say non-cumulative, which means if the company pays less than 30,000 in total dividends, it doesn't roll over. All right, but let's set this up. So preferred common starts with 2015. All right, 20,000 dividends paid. All right, all of that goes to preferred stock shareholders. All right, common would get nothing because the dividend declared was less than the preference. All right. $2016. $28,000 declared. All of that goes to the preferred stockholders because the dividend was less than $30,000. All right. 2017. All right. 200,000 declared. All right. So the first 30,000 goes to common. let me say that again, preferred, and the balance goes to common. So in that year, common shareholders would take the 170,000, the differential between the total dividend and the preferred. All right. Now, if they were participating, the problem doesn't say that, but if they were participating, preferred would also get a chunk of this as well. But that's not what the problem asks for. All right. 2018. All right, 350,000. First 30 go to preferred. And the remainder go to common. All right. It also asks for a total for all of the 4 years. So we can do that. Okay. So total for all 4 years, 108,000 go to the preferred shareholders. 490,000 go to the common shareholders. All right. Let's continue on with the 11-9. All right. Which gives us some additional information. Use the data in exercise 11-8 to determine the amount of dividends paid each year to each of the 2 classes of stockholders, assuming that the preferred stock is cumulative. Also determine total dividends paid to each class for the 4 years combined. So the same problem, we're changing non-cumulative to cumulative. All right. All right, now I'm going to put this on another tab. All right, so the preference is going to be the same $30,000 preference. So let's just set up the cumulative preferred and common. Preferred. All right. In 2015, 20,000 paid. The preference is 30. So all of the dividend goes to the preferred shareholders. All right. And then there's $10,000 that is said to be in arrears, right? Because since they're cumulative, the preferred shareholders are entitled to $30,000 each year. They didn't get it, so it rolls forward. (2016). All right. Well, 28,000 dividends declared. The first 10 goes to the arrears. All right. All right. And so that is basically the 30,000 that preferred shareholders were entitled to from 2015, even though it was paid in 2016. And they still are entitled to the first 30,000 in 2016. All right. But there's not 30,000 left. 28 was paid. We've already accounted for 10. So the remaining 18 is what the preferred shareholders get in 2016. And then the dividends exhausted, so common gets nothing again. All right. In 2017, there's another arrearage. All right. Because the preferred shareholders were entitled to $30,000 in 2016, and they only got the 18 for that current year. So they're entitled to the difference between those two, or $12,000 in arrears before the current year dividend comes into play, right? Now, in 2017, $200,000 was paid in dividends, so they can take the full dividend preference of $30,000, all right? And then, of course, the remainder or the balance goes to common shareholders. All right, so common shareholders would take $158,000. All right. Now we're all caught up. So in 2018, there is no arrearage, but the preferred shareholders are still entitled to take their preference. Let me try that again. Preferred shareholders are entitled to take their preference before common. All right, so first 30,000 goes to the preferred shareholders, and the difference goes to common. All right. Ask for a total here, so we can definitely do that. So we're going to take a total here. For both columns. And we see we get different total numbers than we got with non-cumulative. All right. So that's how the dividends work with preferred and common. When there are both shares, preferred always gets their dividends first. Right. And if they're cumulative, then you have to account for kind of the rollover from year to year as well. All right. Okay, so that's it for now.